Hi, and welcome to Cooking in Mike's Backyard. Today we're going to be doing a seafood boil. It's like the crawfish boil, but it's a lot easier. This type of boil is a boil that's going to include crab and shrimp. It's called a low country boil. It's also called a frogmore stew. The name frogmore stew comes from the area in which purportedly the first one of these boils was done. Not sure how true that is, but it's a great name. So let me show you how to do the frogmore stew. In order to do the boil, you're going to need a propane burner and a 20-gallon pot. We're going to fill the pot up about halfway with water with about 10 gallons. The pot needs a seafood basket that fits inside so you can get the seafood out once it's done. Okay, we're going to fire up the kettle and let the water come to a boil. Should take about 45 minutes. Once the water's boiling, we're going to add 2 bags of Louisiana crawfish boil, 1 package of the Old Bay seasoning, and about 6 bay leaves. We're now going to add the spices. Just pour them right in there. And the bay leaves. Okay, like the crawfish boil, we're going to do 7 onions quartered. Add that to the boiling spiced water. We're also going to add in 8 cloves of garlic with the heads cut off. You just slice off the very top of them so that they hold their form, but you can squeeze out the contents after they boil. In addition to the onions and garlic, we're going to add lemon. Squeeze the lemon. This is 7 lemons cut in half. We're going to squeeze the lemon juice right in and then toss the rinds in as well. In addition to the garlic, onions, and lemon, we put new potatoes in. These are about 2.5 pounds. They're the small bite-sized ones. They'll go into the kettle probably about 20 minutes or so before we put the shrimp in and the crab. In addition, we're going to add 12 ears of corn broken in half, so you'll end up with 24 little coblets. All right, the sausage we're going to use today is actually a mixture of a couple different types of andouille. There's regular andouille, there's smoked andouille, and then we have a just regular store-bought andouille. It's going to make a nice little medley of sausage. It should be really good. So we add the juice from the 7 lemons, just squeeze them and throw them in, rind and all. All right, after you get the lemons in, toss in the onions and the garlic. We're going to recover this and let it boil for about 10 more minutes, and then we're going to add the potatoes. So we got it boiling. The onions and garlic and lemons have been in there about 10 minutes with the bay leaves and spices. We're going to add the new potatoes. We're going to let those boil until they're soft, probably about 10 or 15 minutes. Okay, the potatoes are good and soft. Now it's time to add the corn and the sausage. We'll let that boil for about 3 or 4 minutes, and then we're going to add the shrimp and the crab. All right, we start off with about 4.5 pounds of unpeeled shrimp. They're going to go into the pot, and then we're going to add a half a bushel of crabs. All right, so we got these crabs from the Linton Seafood Company out of North Carolina. They come already cooked. These are Maryland blue crabs, and they're already spiced. We're going to put the shrimp in, and then we're going to add the crab on top. We just need to heat them up again because they're already cooked. So after the corn's boiled for about 5 minutes, we're going to add the shrimp. And the crab. It's half a bushel of crab. As I said, they're already cooked, so you just need to heat them up. All right, so after the pot reaches a boil again, you just turn off the heat and put the lid back on and let it steep for about another 5 minutes. Transferring the crab and shrimp from the pot onto the table can be kind of messy. So what I'll do is I'll set up a tub in front, and I'm going to lift out the basket and set it in the large tub and let it drain off a little bit so that it's not quite as wet when it hits the table. After they steep for 5 minutes, we're going to take them out of the pot. Just going to set them in this red tub and let them drain for a while. After they've drained for about 5 minutes, we're going to transfer them out of this tub into another tub so we can serve them. All right, after you get them transferred into the tub, just bring them in the house and serve them up. All right, after you get them done to the table, it's time to eat. So the Frogmore stew was delicious. Everyone had a great time. You know, again, there's something fun about being sitting around a table and picking out piles of seafood and vegetables from a big pile. It's communal, it's a lot of fun. The Frogmore stew is a lot easier than a crawfish boil because there's no sorting of the crawfish. Also, the advantage is you usually get crabs any time of the year, where crawfish you'd only really get from February to June, sometimes as late as July. But certainly for the summer, seafood boils are the way to go. They're a good time. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit like if you did. Please subscribe. I'm posting videos as often as I can. Thanks for watching.